Hello everybody, and what is going on? My name is Wyrd, and I am pleased to bring you this match from the IPL Fight Club. This is going to be Finale versus Hyun. Finale is going to be the blue Protoss spawning here in the lower left position, the 8 o'clock here on Atlantis spaceship, and Hyun is the red Zerg at the 1 o'clock. Now, of course, Hyun is the reigning champion of IPL Fight Club, currently with a 13-win streak under his belt, which includes players like Squirtle, Major, Grubby, and most recently Life, the GSL Code S champion and victor of MLG Dallas. So he has forged a tough road, and he has earned every victory. His opponent is Finale, and this is going to be very hard, but he believes that he can win. Both of these players are Code S players. Currently, Hyun is in the round of 16 at Code S. However, Finale was knocked down into Code A, but regardless, this is GSL caliber play we're about to see here, and it should be very good. Now, we did see an extractor trick here from Hyun, which means he is going to be going for that 11 overpool there. The pool is going down, and this could be dangerous, especially considering that Finale has not scouted. There is no probe out on the map. He has no vision of his opponent's base, and it looks like he is going Nexus first as he climbs over that 200 mineral mark, and oh, this is going to be so dangerous. Obviously, the benefits of the fast pool are many. In this case, the most obvious is that you can get lings over to your opponent's base faster, especially when they don't scout, especially when they're going for a Nexus first, which it looks like Finale is certainly going to do. There, that goes down. And if you can get that mineral line, harass those probes, you are probably in a pretty good position, and it's really not that economically damaging because of this fast pool. You can get a faster queen, you can get those injects going, and you can recover your economy that way. And we're going to see Hyun creating 6 lings immediately. And this is going to be some very aggressive play here. He wants to get into his opponent's main. He really wants to disrupt that mining. Finale now is coming out with this probe. He is going to be going around the southern portion of the map, trying to be a little bit sneaky with it. We'll have to keep an eye on him. But right now, these lings have hatched, and they are on the charge. We're going to have to see if Finale is able to get that wall up. If we take a look back there, the gateway is up, but of course there's a lot of open space left here, and he just has no indication of these lings coming out. The Overlord for Hyun is coming now to take a look, and he sees the wall is open. He sees the opportunity, and actually the probe is going to be coming out. It's going to see these lings, and oh, very nice reaction time there from Finale. He might just barely be able to get a wall up if he's quick about it, and yes, that gateway is going to go up. Hyun locked out of the base. It looks like he's going to start working on this gateway, and I think the DPS is outdoing the creation rate, and the gateway is going to be canceled there, and Hyun has made his way into the natural. The cannon is going to finish, and oh, if this cannon goes down, Finale is going to be in so much trouble. The cannon goes down. We have 4 Zerglings left alive. Looks like one going to get picked off on the ramp there, but 2 more are going to be able to slip in. Meanwhile, the hatchery is about to finish in Hyun's natural, and this probe is hidden and possibly ready for shenanigans. But we see now there are 5 lings in the main, immediately going to pick off a probe there, pulling these probes off of the mineral line, losing all this mining time. Finale is in a rough position. He's getting a zealot out of his gateway to come help defend against this. And he's certainly going to need it. Now we have the third base a little bit delayed. It is going to be going down here for Hyun, but this probe is getting in position to possibly do the cannon rush, and this might be what Finale needs to even up this playing field. So far we have 2 workers killed here by these Zerglings. And of course the Zealot can chase them around, but he can't quite catch them. And we are going to see a pylon going back behind Hyun's third. So far still 4 lings alive. No more workers killed. The Zealot trying to chase them. But the Zerglings can do this dance all day. The micro of Hyun, absolutely spectacular. Going to get another probe at the cost of no Zerglings still. 4 of these alive. See if he's able to get another kill, and the gas has been taken in the natural here for Finale, and I like that very much because, of course, if he took it here, you'd have to worry about the Zerglings harassing it and all of that jazz. So it's a smart play there, and he's just taking at least 1 trouble off of the list of many that he has going right now. Now we see the cannon is going up here. Oh, but the lings from Hyun are going to catch that. Meanwhile, the lings in the main are going to start running away from the Zealot. With the Cybernetics core finished, he will be able to get a Stalker, and ooh, he actually cancels the cannon, abandons this cannon rush entirely. Didn't really manage to force out that many lings either. The drone count for Hyun currently at 32. Zealot continuing to huff and puff and chase these Zerglings around as much as he can. And we don't actually have a Stalker rushing out for Finale here at the moment, so he's not too worried about these Zerglings. pretty confident in his ability to repel them. Looks like that pylon is going to go down back in Hyun's base. He does have these gas up. His timings are looking pretty normal. His Roach and Evo might be a little bit later, but he just doesn't have anything to worry about because on top of harassing, these Lings are getting all the scouting he could ever really need. That's why this Robo is going down in the natural for Finale, rather, instead of the main. Wants to try to hide as much as possible. The Overlord not quite going to see it, but these Lings might be able to come around and get a glance at it if they decide to go down the ramp. It looks like he's finally going to fight the Zealot. Loses another Zergling there. With the Lair, Roachwarn, and Evo on the way. Just a little bit later than normal because of that pool opening for Finale. And once these Lings get, or for Hyun rather, and once these Lings get cleaned up, we can finally start moving into a bit more of a normal game. I cannot believe how long these Lings have been left alive. Hyun being so active in marking them. He's going to come down here. He's going to get the scout onto that Robo and probably work on attacking a couple of probes too. But this Zergling amazingly still surviving. This one in the main finally getting taken out by that sentry. Tickled to death. Not the way I'd want to go. It sounds pleasant, but it really, really is not. And we actually do have a macro hatch coming down here for Hyun, so he's going to get ready to lay on some more pressure. Ended up with 4 total workers killed there, 53 drones to 49 probes, and now he's going to have 4 running gateways relatively soon, with Warp Gate going to be completed in just a few seconds as well. And we also have a Twilight Council coming down here, so Finale is going to try to, you know, cut a couple of corners, or maybe gear up for a really, really strong 2-base, but, you know, with that scouting, with that annoying harass, it might be a little bit weaker than he would originally intend. We see a 4th base going down very quickly here for Hyun. Of course, this has the rich Vespene Geyser, one of the features of Atlantis' spaceship. 3 Vespene Geysers total. And he's only operating off of 4 gas at the moment. No 6, nothing like that. He's getting out a bunch of Roaches. He's getting that Roach speed. And, ooh, he's actually getting Ventral Sacs and Overlord speed as well. And, ooh, this is going to be very strong here. Atlantis Spaceship has a lot of space that just generally isn't covered by most people. This kind of whole top portion of the map, if you look on the mini-map there, bases aren't usually taken there. It's not a space where somebody would usually plant observers or anything like that. And, oh, this whole area is just ripe for the dropping. We'll see if Finale is able to hold something like that off. We see Finale is taking this base here. We're going to see a small engagement between the Roaches and the Immortal. And the Sentries here are going to manage to trap one of those Roaches. Knock that away. And he has not scouted really at all. Only his Cannon Rush got scouting on that 3rd. And right now, Finale's in the dark. He's pulled back. He's very defensive at this moment because he literally has no idea what his opponent is up to. And anything that walks across that map is going to be a surprise. But will it be walking or will it be carried in Overlords? Ventral Sacs, 24 seconds from completion. We have an Immortal Sentry Army here, very cost-effective, but a little bit too small to attack with. We are seeing a huge flood of units off of the 5 hatcheries of Hyun getting those injects. His army supply is climbing up to 75 at the moment. Ventral Sacs is going to complete just now. The Roaches have +1. The Zergling speed a little bit late here for Hyun because of going for that Overlord speed. And oh my god, that Stalker never stood a chance. Taken out in the blink of an eye. Roaches and Lings getting in position here, posturing a little bit. Revival staying near this choke. That's exactly where he wants to engage. He does not want to be in the open against this. He knows he has a smaller army. He knows he needs to use those force fields effectively. Overlord going to come in here and scout the 3rd. And we'll have to see where Hyun decides to attack. Where are all of those dropping Overlords? Is he going to go for a Doom Drop? Oh, it looks like it. All of these Overlords here about to be fully loaded. Or will he just engage the army in the center of the map? Finale being very smart about this. He's got +1, +2 could finish soon, or should finish soon, will finish soon. What I mean to say is, will it finish in time for the engagement? Smartly staying in that choke. He's going to catch a couple of units there. A couple Roaches going to get picked off, but here come the Overlords. Army supply 126 to 59. And this load up should be happening. This is going to be very scary here. And does Finale see all these Overlords? Yes, he does. So we should have some idea of what's going on, and indeed, we see a lot of units getting loaded into these Overlords, and oh, he is so far from his main. He's going to warp in some Stalkers, but they are not going to be there in time to pick off any of these Overlords. Roaches and Zerglings with speed finished are going to be in this main. And the army is trying to get in there. Meanwhile, a bunch of ground forces is going to be swarming. All of the sentries get left behind. They are going to get decimated by that Speedling Surround creep in the main. The army trying to funnel up to that ramp, slowing their approach, and it looks like he might be able to clean this up. There's not a whole lot of roaches, and the Immortal's doing serious work, but he's going to lose his third in the process. That mineral line getting well defended there by the Zealots, but the probes decided it's time to jump ship, running through that roach wall, but the Nexus gets picked off. Is this Nexus going to fall? It doesn't look like there's a lot left to defend. The roaches are going to be able to focus that down. That is going to leave Finale on one mining base. And we have a huge influx of roaches and lings. Hyun sticking with the huge numbers of these basic units. The benefit of that macro hatch really showing right now. And with all the sentries taken out in the earlier portions of that battle, there are not a lot of force fields here. The Zerglings going to be able to engage directly with these units. With the Immortals here, he's going to be able to clean up a lot of these roaches. But what sort of longevity does Finale have in this game? We see a bunch more roaches in production here for Hyun. He's going to be able to pull back. He's going to defend on his own creep. And really, there's no choice here for Finale. He has to push. He can't hope to recover from this economic deficit. The pressure is simply too much. The drop harass would be too much. He's got to try to do what he can here. This is his best chance at victory. 95 army supply to 59. We have a lot of Immortals with this army. The +2 attack did finish. 12 more roaches coming out, and with just roaches and Zerglings, do we have any infestors out? No, the infestation pit has completed, but we don't have pathogen glands or anything like that. He's going to be operating off of roaches and lings, a composition this army is very effective against. And there's no doubt that Finale is posing a very real threat here, and the further that Hyun backs up, the better chance that Finale is going to be able to get off dynamite force fields and catch a lot of those units, slice them off from the army, and start making his push all the more effective. Blink is completed for these Stalkers as well. It's going to make them all the more important, but oh, the roaches really get on top of this army. This is exactly where Finale did not want to engage, in the open, where these force fields are not effective, but oh my god, the Immortal count at 7. They are falling rather quickly, though, being focused down by those roaches. Only 4 Immortals left. The roach count continuing to climb as more roaches and Zerglings are produced. It looks like Finale has knocked this back, but is he really going to be able to pursue Hyun into the heart of his swarm? More Zerglings coming in now. Zerglings from the back as well. The Stalkers are blinking back into Zerglings. The roaches immediately going to focus down those Immortals, and with 20 more roaches on the way and nothing in production for Finale, I think Hyun is really working on keeping his title as the champion of Fight Club. And G from Finale. He went for that pressure. Oh man, it was really, really close. It could have worked, but Hyun caught him in the perfect spot where those force fields were not going to be any good. And just stellar play from the Zerg player. Finale, really good decision making, but unfortunately it did not pan out in the end. So that is going to be the end of this game, guys. I am Wyrd. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you at the next cast.